Welcome to My Personal Geek, the channel dedicated to helping the non-technical master their computer. In this video, we'll be setting up a new email account in Microsoft Outlook. You can add as many email accounts as you need in Outlook. We're using a PC running Microsoft Windows 7 and Outlook version 2007. To determine your version of Outlook, on the menu bar, select Help, and then select About Microsoft Outlook. A dialog box opens, and here we can verify that we are in fact using Outlook version 2007. We'll click OK to close the dialog box. So if you're running an older version of Microsoft Outlook, you may have to configure your ISP settings manually. Incidentally, ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. We'll cover that process next, but for now, let's utilize the automatic setup feature of Outlook 2007. You'll need three things to use the auto setup feature: your email address, your username, and your email account password. So let's get started. First, we'll go to the main menu and click on Tools. We'll next select Account Settings, which opens up the Email Accounts dialog box, defaulting to the Email page. We want to add a new account, so we're going to click the New button. Now it defaults to Microsoft Exchange, POP3, IMAP, or HTTP. This is the setting that we want. So we'll simply click Next. And now we have to enter some information beginning with our name. Our email address, the password we use to access our email account, and we're asked to re-enter that password. And once we have all this information in, we simply click Next, and the application will begin to search for our server settings. This is a three-step process, beginning with establishing a network connection, searching for our email address, and last, logging on to the mail server and sending a test message. This process could take several minutes, depending upon your internet speed, so please be patient. And great, all steps have been completed successfully. So our last step is to just click the Finish button, and we see that the account has been added. We click the Close button to close this dialog box. Now, if any of the above tests failed, or if you're using an older version of Microsoft Outlook, you'll have to configure your ISP settings manually. Not to worry, this is an easy process too. So here are the steps to add an account manually, and remember, I'm using Outlook 2007. An older version will have slightly different screens, but you'll manage. You'll need two additional things before you start. You'll need your incoming and outgoing mail server names. If you don't already know this, you can get it from your internet service provider. Just give them a call. They'll be happy to help. So let's get started. So once again, our first step is to go to the main menu bar and click on Tools, and then once again, Account Settings. As before, we want to add a new email account, so we'll click on the New button. And we'll select the default Microsoft Exchange, POP3, IMAP, or HTTP. We'll click Next. Now before we entered information here, but we're going to skip this step and go down to the bottom left-hand corner and check the box that says Manually Configure Server Settings or Additional Server Types. And once we select that checkbox, notice that the above information boxes have been grayed out. We'll click Next, and we'll select the default, which is Internet Email. Click Next, and now we have to enter some information beginning with our name, our email address, under server information, we'll take the default, which is POP3. Now we need to enter our incoming and outgoing mail server information, beginning with the incoming. And once again, you'll get this information from your internet service provider. Our username, and lastly, our password. You want to make sure that the Remember Password box has been checked. And once we have all this information, we want to test the account settings to make sure we entered all the information correctly. And to do that, we simply click the Test Account Settings button. And this will run through a couple of tests. And both tests have completed successfully, so we can close that box. And then go down to the bottom right and click Next. And congratulations, we've added our account. Click Finish. Close out the Email Accounts dialog box. And we're ready to use this new email account. So thanks for watching.